What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So with the Flash Season 8 recently ending, we're going to be ranking all of the Flash's graphic novels. So yeah, guys, let's just get right into it. So coming in at number 7, and to no surprise, is graphic novel number 3, otherwise titled God Complex. Now, this was the one with the Forces, of course, and let's face it, this one was really bad. From the Speed Force being a bad villain, in my opinion, to the Forces calling Barry and Iris mom and dad, to this being a quote-unquote family, it was so cringe, and overall just a terrible graphic novel. And you know, the Forces, they didn't really work out in the comics. Don't know why they thought it would work out on the show. So overall, this graphic novel was not very good. I'd probably give this like a 2 out of 10. Yeah, there were a lot of things that I could, literally think of to change that graphic novel and make it a little bit better. But nonetheless, at number 6, I have graphic novel number 2, Reflections and Lies. This was the one with Mirror Monarch. Now, I don't think she's that much of an interesting villain. I think she's like slightly below average. But nonetheless, in Season 6, while this graphic novel was going on, there were tons of other different cool storylines that I think were happening, like the Godspeed stuff, the Reverse Flash storyline, Kid Flash, Return, Death of the Speed Force, Grodd, all that different stuff happening in Season 6. Now, it didn't necessarily, correlate with the storyline or the graphic novel, but I still think because it happened during the graphic novel, I don't think this one was, like, terrible. So I'm going to give this graphic novel a 6 out of 10. So at number 5, I have graphic novel number 4, titled The Godspeed Imperative. Obviously, by the title, you know this was the one with Godspeed. Now, if they did this one right, this one should be unanimously number 1. This one should have been the best graphic novel. They just did not do it right. There were 2 interlude episodes in The Flash Season 7 that definitely could have been related to the Godspeed stuff. They really didn't need that Allegra-focused or Cecile-focused episode. They could have just dedicated those ones to Godspeed, and then this could have been a longer storyline. We would have got more episodes with the real Godspeed instead of the Godspeed clones. I think if the Godspeed clone stuff lasted 1 episode, then you had 5 more episodes with the real Godspeed. This could have been a great graphic novel, but nonetheless, we only had 4 episodes, and 3 of them were really filled up with the Godspeed clone stuff, which I really wasn't a fan of. I really liked all the different speedsters that were in this graphic novel, but still, we just didn't get enough time with the real Godspeed, and the writing for this was extremely cringe. Godspeed, I kid you not, was basically just like, I am evil, mwahaha. Like, that's literally what he was doing. That was just super cringe, and if they did it right, I think this could have been such a great graphic novel, but it's going to sit here at number 5. I'd still give it a 7 out of 10. Definitely a great refresher compared to the God Complex storyline, though. So now at number 4, I have graphic novel number 6, titled Death Revisited. This was the Deathstorm graphic novel here, and this one I think was pretty good. You had, there was a few episodes here and there that, weren't exactly the most entertaining. Episodes 9 and 10 were, you had the stuff with the Black Flame, that was pretty interesting, but overall those episodes weren't great. They were just slightly below average, but I think the rest of the episodes were very, very good, especially episode 11. I've said this before, but I was on the edge of my seat watching that episode. The speculation of Ronnie Raymond possibly returning was so great. But yeah, then actually Ronnie Raymond turned out to be Deathstorm, and I thought that was pretty cool. Deathstorm, he was a pretty good villain in this storyline. And then I love how they brought Caitlin more into the show with that storyline there as well, which was great to see. And then Frost's death was a really emotional scene. So I thought overall this graphic novel was a huge step up from anything that happened in Season 7. And I'm going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10. So now at number 3, I have graphic novel number 7, titled It's All Negative. This was the most recent graphic novel, and it deals a lot with the Reverse Flash. Now, I think this graphic novel overall was really good. There were just a few things that I didn't quite like. The first one was, the first episode of this graphic novel was Allegra focused. Like, come on, seriously? We can't have that. That was a bad episode. Besides all the Reverse Flash stuff going on in that episode wasn't very good. Some other things I wasn't exactly a fan of was how much the Forces played into this storyline. Yes, I think, a negative Reverse Flash and a positive Flash going up against each other is a pretty good idea, but if this were to be the series finale, I would not like that at all. So I think that, it was a bit of a risk, but since we were going to have a Flash Season 9, I'm all right with that. That was okay. And Original Fawn just dying after he returned return for a couple of episodes. You know, it was really great to see him come back, but I wish we got, you know, more episodes with him and him possibly becoming the Reverse Flash. Of course, we got a season 9 for that potentially happening. But yeah, overall, this I think was really good. The Flash versus Reverse Flash in, you know, all these episodes, I think was still pretty cool to see. The Flash, or the Reverse Flash's black costume, a lot of people don't exactly like it. I think it was all right. I didn't hate that touch there. The cowl did look a bit funny, but other than that, I thought it was pretty good. And I'd give this graphic novel here an 8 out of 10. So now in number 2 is graphic novel number 5, titled Armageddon. Now this one, of course, started off The Flash Season 8, and the reason it's as high as it is for a few reasons. The first one is because of all the different returning characters like Black Lightning, Ray Palmer, and so many other characters I thought was really great to see. Overall, it was a really good storyline. There were just a few little things here and there that weren't exactly the best, like the Why Don't You Love stuff from episode 4. That stuff wasn't really that good at all. I thought, you know, for the most part though, really cool dynamic between the Flash and Reverse Flash, and, you know, the Reverse Flashpoint was really good. Despero was a pretty threatening, pretty good villain, and, you know, Thawne's master plan, you know, becoming the Flash himself, was all pretty cool. So yeah, I'd give this graphic novel an 8.5 out of 10. And then, of course, at number 1 is graphic novel number 1, Blood and Truth. This one was, of course, the Bloodworks storyline to start off Season 6, and I thought this one was so good. You had one of the best episodes of The Flash ever, episode 7, titled The Temptation of Barry Allen, Part 1, where Barry is basically trapped in his own mind. He's being taken over by Bloodwork. I thought that episode was absolutely fantastic. You had all, you know, them having to fight Bloodwork, who's a really scary villain, while, you know, worrying about Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is slowly approaching. All of that was just so well done, and that's why I'd give this storyline, or this graphic novel, a 9.2 out of 10. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your own list of your graphic novels ranked. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.